Hey guys, what's up? Long time since I've done an actual video, but I figured end of the year, I'll do my review thing. Doing a bit different this year. I'm not doing that whole top 5 everything bullshit. I just want to talk about movies and games, because they're the cool things, right? So I'm just going to do it. No script, no nothing. I'm just list of things I want to talk about. Let's do that. So movies. I've got six movies I want to talk about, and only really 4 games, because video games that aren't called Overwatch or Pokemon kind of suck this year. What can you do? I guess let's talk about movies first. So what came out this year? Star Wars. Star Wars came out this year. I mean, Star Wars comes out every year now, I guess. But it's pretty good. It wasn't as good as, like, you know, the actual episode 7 or whatever, but if you like the first, like, original trilogy, you'll probably like it. It kind of bridges the gap between 3 and 4 quite nicely. I know a lot of people didn't like 1, 2, and 3, but they were okay. And this is okay as well. First half an hour is a bit boring, and then, yeah, I don't want to spoil too much, but basically the first half an hour is boring, and then it's like they kind of explain why. They give you a reason not to care about any of these characters, if that makes sense. So you probably won't care about any of the characters, maybe 1 or 2, but that's about my summary of the movie without spoiling anything. Just, if you like Star Wars, watch it. If you don't, why would you even care? Speaking of series that have lots of movies, Harry Potter movie came out this year. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That was a damn good movie. This isn't in any order, by the way. I'm literally just going backwards in the order they came out. So, but Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is a fantastic movie. Okay. But it's pretty good though. If you liked, I guess, the later Harry Potters, like 5 onwards, you'll definitely like this. It's got that more like mature feel to it. Not like mature as in adult content, you know what I mean? It's not like the first 3 movies where it's like really kid based, but it's got a lot of, you know, like the Harry Potter terminology. It's like one of the history characters in Harry Potter, I guess. It's interesting. It's good. I'd say it's worth a watch. Even if you don't like Harry Potter that much, to be honest, it was just a good film. It was quite fun. A film that definitely caught me off guard, and I wasn't expecting to be on this list. There's a film called The Accountant. It came out this year. Me and my mother went to see it just because it's like, it's called The Accountant. It's apparently an action movie, and you're an accountant. Let's go see it. Kind of, you know, we're just like, whatever. It's probably not going to be that good. Turns out it's actually about someone with autism. A lot of people just see the word autism and they're like, oh, that just means someone's stupid, right? But it doesn't. And someone actually has autism. It was really interesting watching this film. It's like, I can see why the other people watching this film would be like, wow, this guy is kind of weird and does a lot of things that don't make sense. Whereas everything he was doing to me was like, well, that makes perfect sense. And it's just like that contrast between how I saw the movie and how other people saw the movie that I just found really interesting. So if you're at all wanting to know anything about autism, while I wouldn't say it's the be-all and end-all and that they got everything right and that all autistic people act like that, because fairly certain they're not all like assassins. But, you know, it's a good movie anyway. It's an interesting watch, let's put it that way. I may have found it more interesting than most people, but I would still recommend it. Like, if you see it on TV or you find a cheap DVD or it's on Netflix or something, I don't know. I'd watch it. You know, it's quite fun. It's, even if you don't enjoy like the subplot behind it, it's just a, you know, cheesy action movie like they all are. They're the kind of the best movies. Speaking of cheesy action movies, here's one that if anyone knows me wouldn't expect on this list. Suicide Squad. That was a film I saw this year. To be honest, it had Will Smith in it, and I thought, I like Will Smith, let's go watch it. What I don't like is superhero movies. At all. I have no interest in superhero movies. I haven't watched any of the Marvel ones, any of the DC ones. I haven't even watched, like, the Batman one that had the Joker and everyone loved it and was like, oh my god, it's the best Joker ever. Never watched that. Because I don't care, to be honest. I don't give a shit about superheroes. Say what you will, you know. Maybe my opinion's wrong on this, but I thought Suicide Squad was a really good movie. I said it, I know. There's the hate. You can start leaving your comments now. But it was just a fun action movie. Like, you don't take anything seriously. You don't, like, I didn't care about the characters. I didn't know who fucking half of them were. It's like, I've heard of Harley Quinn and the Joker. I know who they are. Couldn't tell you a single other character from that. Oh, there was that big crocodile dude. I think I recognise him, maybe. Killer Croc? Was that it? Maybe? Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Point is, I don't know, don't care. It was a fun action movie, and that's all it was meant to be, really. So I don't understand all the hate that it got. Nor do I really care. If you didn't watch it because everyone was hating it, but you like goofy action movies, just watch it. It's a goofy action movie. You don't take it seriously. In all honesty, they're my favourite kinds of movies to watch, and you know that's all it was. So, speaking of goofy action movies, though, the next one, London Has Fallen. And this is meant to be a sequel to a movie called Olympus Has Fallen that I had never heard of until I saw this movie. We just saw it like advertised outside the cinema. We were like, well, we haven't been to the cinema in a while. Why not watch whatever this is? It was quite fun. It's just fun. Again, fun action movie. Like last year, people remember San Andreas was my movie of the year. And it's like, you know, all these blockbuster hits came out. And it's like, but my favourite film of the year was San Andreas. So, but that has nothing to do with Grand Theft Auto, in case you're wondering. It's literally a stupid end of the world action movie thing, like 2012, which was my favourite movie that year, the year that came out. If you like dumb action movies, like I do, you should watch that one too. It's also fun. There's 3 dumb action movies for you to watch. But my last movie I want to talk about, which is my favourite movie of the year, and isn't necessarily a dumb action movie, although it has some elements of that, Zootopia / Zootropolis, because I live in the UK, and apparently Zootopia isn't something we can call over here. I don't know why they changed it to Zootropolis. I don't really understand that, but that is one of my favourite movies of all time. Alright, like I watched it like 3 times in the cinema, I think. Been hunting for it on DVD for a while, or Blu-ray or whatever. I don't even know what to say about it. Think of Hot Fuzz mixed with Wreck-It Ralph. So you've got like the sort of comedy of both of them fused in together, you know? And Hot Fuzz and Wreck-It Ralph are 2 fantastic movies I absolutely adore. And I will hands down say Zootopia is my favourite Disney movie. I can't even think of a single one that even remotely compares to it for me. I'm sure there are some, maybe. I guess Wreck-It Ralph is a Disney movie. I don't really like the old Disney movies that much, but I guess that's because I never watched them as a kid, so whatever, right? Zootopia is amazing, though. It was a really fun movie to watch. Every character was lovable, like even the bad guys, the good guys. It's always good when you have a film where you like every single character. Like Suicide Squad, I said it was good, but I didn't particularly like every character. Some of them were a bit one-dimensional or a bit really boring. The Joker was kind of pants, to be honest. But you know, I had a lot of good things. Zootopia, everything was good. I can't think of a single thing wrong with that movie. Like the references it made were good. The jokes were on time. The movie never felt slow at any point, even when it was like, oh, here's a little bit of filler to the movie. None of it felt unnecessary, you know? And I like that. That is a movie with good timing. And while we're on this topic of good timing, let's go over to video games, because there are a lot of good video games this year. Pokemon Sun and Moon. I was meant to make a video on Pokemon Sun and Moon. I had like a whole, not script, but like a whole massive list of things I wanted to talk about. Bug me in the comments to make a whole video about it, because you guys know how much I love Pokemon. I have a lot to say and I can't fit it all here. Basically, Pokemon Sun and Moon is my favourite Pokemon game now, which sounds like a complete, probably 180, considering I wasn't interested in the game before it came out. I actually went off of Pokemon. Pokemon Black and White was, to be honest, wank, even though like some of my favourite characters came from that. Pokemon X and Y was the worst Pokemon game in my opinion. So the fact that I love Sun and Moon this much, they're not a lot right, and I have a lot to say about it, but I can't fit it all here. If you bug me to make a video about it, maybe I actually will, because I have no, drive to do that. But I do want to talk, so I have lots of things to say about it. But that wasn't the only Pokemon game that came out this year. Pokemon Go. Now, you probably expect that to be like, oh man, you must love Pokemon Go. Well, I mean, you don't like going outside, but it gives you a reason to, right? Well, I love the idea of Pokemon Go, but it might help if my phone wasn't shit. I literally bought a phone. It's like a Moto G2 because it had the gyroscope in it that you needed to run the AR stuff. It was like the cheapest phone that had that. The phone doesn't work anymore. I'm back to using my shitty Windows phone that I had years ago, which still works way better than that. I don't actually know if it's newer than that technically, but whatever. Which kind of sucks because basically I just couldn't run it. The more they updated it, the worse it got, because my phone just couldn't handle it. I'm sure the game is good. As an added point, I got a second-hand iPhone, which does actually run Pokemon Go, and it works, and all the AR and everything works. So the game has improved a lot since it came out, since I was able to play it. I just wanted to throw that in there, that I have played it since recording this, well, the original recording of this, and it works fine and it's all good. So any negative points I have against the game about it not working, that was entirely my phone. And I'm sure after all these updates it's now really good. Like, I know Gen 2's come out now, I think. It hasn't worked since then. So if I get a phone that works with it, maybe I'll have a re-opinion of it. On the short space of time it did work and I played it, it was fun, you know? It was cool just going around like, oh, here's a wild butterfree. Oh, cool, look, I found a Omanite, you know? Stuff like that. It's like, oh, this is interesting. And when it was first out, like the first 2 weeks of it, I went around playing it with my friend Toby and his other half, Danielle. We walked around and then like you bump into other people playing it and they're like, oh guys, there's like a Dratini spawn down this way, you should go that way to find it. All that kind of social interaction. I'm not a social person, I'm like the most socially awkward person ever, so I didn't personally talk to them. But you know, when I'm with a group of people and then there are other groups of people, we were walking through the park in our town one day and we met a group of people and they asked what like team colour we were and we were like, oh yeah, we're Team Spark, is it? Instinct. Sparky's the leader. And they were like, oh yeah, just try and take our gym. And there was like this blue gym down the road. So we were like, oh sure, we'll try and take it. And then we did, and then they took it straight back. And, you know, cool little shit like that. I don't know. As a social game, Pokemon Go definitely knew what it was doing, and it did it alright, even though they fucked up a lot of stuff. I can't rate it highly as a video game, because I feel like it's not quite a video game. Like, there's no real gameplay to it. But I guess for people who aren't gamers, or people who just want to go outside, Pokemon Go is pretty good, you know? They did a thing right there. I never played Mario Run because my phone already didn't work, and I'm just going to guess it's not on Windows Phone. Didn't even try. I don't know how good it is. People say it's not good, so whatever. I don't really care. But so, here's a game. Well, actually, let's segue a little bit, because I only had 4 video games to talk about, and I normally like to talk about 5. Puzzle and Dragon did not come out this year, but is a game I have been playing all year until my phone broke, because it is not on Windows Phone. Ever since the 3DS one came out like 2 years ago, I've always wanted to try it, like the real one. But you know, I had a Windows phone and they suck. So when I got an Android, that was the like I downloaded Pokemon Go, and then before even playing it, the next thing it is like download Puzzle and Dragons. I want that shit straight away. I ended up downloading like an American version of it on an APK or something because my phone's stupid, but whatever. Puzzle and Dragons is way too fun. It shouldn't be as fun as it is. It's a good thing that I don't spend real money in games like that, because otherwise I would probably be addicted. Especially now that I've lost my account, basically, because well, I can't turn my phone on, and I didn't save my account number, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, I was playing that since like summer, because I literally started playing it when Pokemon Go came out. My phone, no, Pokemon Go was already out when I got my phone. Actually, no, yeah, because it took me so long to get it. But if you've never played Puzzle and Dragon and you like lots of like customizable RPG stuff, so you like going through the menus, changing, you know, powering up things in different ways and working out what's best on what thing, building teams. There's a lot of like mind games with the building team stuff, which I'm super into that sort of stuff, like the meta analysis and all that shit. There's so much depth to a game that seems so simple. I don't have anything to say. I'm literally stuttering over my words. It's fun. Fun is the most definitive word I would use for it. If you don't like puzzle games, you won't like it. Well, not puzzle games like Professor Layton, not that kind of puzzle games, but like the matching gems kind of puzzle games. It's very different to how you'd play like Candy Crush or whatever, where you just move one gem and then, you know, like Bejeweled, like that stuff. Like, that can be fun, sure, but there's a lot more depth and clarity to it, you know, especially with all the abilities and the hero powers and the pre-team build. I feel like 80% of the game is played before you're playing the actual game. You know, it's all the menu stuff, the building teams, the leveling up characters, giving them plus stats, awakenings, all that stuff. I love Puzzle and Dragons, and I can't wait to get a new phone so I can start playing it again. Because I have to start again though, which sucks. I'm missing the Christmas event, man. Some of my favourite monsters have Christmas versions and I can't get them. I'm so sad. But yeah, Puzzle and Dragons is amazing. I just thought I'd throw that out there. I know it didn't come out this year, but I've only played it this year. And the other games I had to talk about this year would have been Twilight Princess or Pokken. Well, Twilight Princess HD is, well, Twilight Princess is probably like my second least favourite Zelda game. So I like it, but it's kind of hard to keep my interest. So HD version, what did they do? Remove the, like, cut down the wolf bits. Okay, they were my favourite bits though. Yay. And Pokken, don't get me started on Pokken. I don't want to. This is a positive video about things I like, so let's not talk about that shit. Instead, let's talk about Zero Escape. that is a series that I love a lot, and I have like this massive Zero Escape timeline video planned that will take me years to make, so don't bother rushing me for that. It's intended. I know a few people I've talked to on Twitter about it. I'm going to do that still. I really want to, because no one really talks about this series, and it's one of my favourite video game series of all time. Like, hands down, it's fantastic. It's basically a visual novel with puzzle elements, I guess would be the best way to describe it. So you have, like, these locked... Did anyone ever play, like, the Crimson Room and the Viridian Room? Like, those really old PC games from, like, 96 or whatever? Think of those. So, like, you get in a room and you have to work out all the things on how you can escape the room. The puzzle elements basically work like that. But there are also the story elements, which you can change by doing either different things in the rooms, different things out of the rooms. And there are, like, multiple endings. But, unlike other games with multiple endings, every single ending is canon. So, you basically time hop between the different endings to change what happens in different scenarios. So, like, sometimes you might get to an ending and be like, well, shit, what do I do here? Oh, crap, we all died. But then you get to another ending and be like, hang on a minute, with this information that I've got from this ending, I can then follow on from another ending to continue past that, and we won't die, you know? It's really in-depth. It's kind of hard to explain without, like, you playing it. I would not, however, recommend you play Zero Time Dilemma, the one that came out this year, until you've played the first two. At least the second one. I played them out of order. I played the second one first, which would be Virtue's Last Reward, because I didn't know it was a sequel. I just saw it and thought, man, this is cool, so I played it. And then they were like talking about things like, I don't know what they're talking about, but there was a game called 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, I think. And yes, persons, not people, don't ask. That one was on the Nintendo DS. If you have an R4 or an emulator, play that one first. It's not as good as the other two, so playing Virtue's Last Reward and then playing 9 Persons, or 999 as they call it, was really hard, because with Virtue's Last Reward and with Zero Time Dilemma, you can actually just jump to the point you want to play, so you don't have to play through the whole thing again. 999, you got to play through the whole game again to get to each point, which, you know, if you write down the puzzle solutions of the rooms you've done, you can do them fairly quickly. Like the first room in the game that you literally have to play for every ending, I'm trying to think. I think I could do that in under a minute. So it doesn't take too long, you know, as long as you've written everything down and remember it all. Actually, to be honest, the first room I didn't even need to write it down. I just remembered everything. It's like, oh, what's the passcode for this briefcase? I need to find the clues in the room. No, I don't. I just remember it. But yeah, play that one first because it's the slower one. Slower pace. The story's still amazing. The characters are great, and it introduces you to a lot of characters. The thing is, you could play the second one without playing the first one and you'll be fine. You cannot play the third one without having played both of the first two. You need information from both of those to play the third one, because they bring back the main characters from both of the previous two games. So that's all important shit, you know? So if you try to jump into the third one without either of the first two, the whole game won't make sense. None of it. It'll all be pointless. So don't do that. Play 999, then play Virtue's Last Reward, which is on 3DS. It should be cheap. I think it's one of those games that goes on offer a lot. Then play Zero Time Dilemma. If you live in Europe, you'll have to download it. You can't get a physical copy of it. I tried, and it turns out they just went, nah, this game didn't do very well in Europe, so we're not going to release the physical version. I guess it didn't matter to me, because I downloaded Virtue's Last Reward as well, so I just have them both on download. But they are massive games, and my 3DS couldn't hold them, so I had to delete them after, which kind of sucks. But they're amazing. Like, if you ever ask me to talk about my 5 favourite video game franchise, I was about to say Zero Time Dilemma, that's the name of the third game. Zero Escape is by far up there, like maybe 1 or 2 places after Banjo-Kazooie, you know, it's that high. I fucking adore it. So, let's talk about the game that you all know was going to be here. Overwatch. That game that caught my attention. I was like, oh, these characters look really interesting. Maybe I should give this game a shot. I tried the demo on my PC, which could not run it, might I add. It was struggling. I've got a shitty laptop with a broken screen. It didn't used to have a broken screen, but you know it does now, which is why I haven't been doing videos and stuff. Because I can't really do video editing with one screen. Well, the main screen's broken. I've got like a plug-in screen on it. But Overwatch really took me by surprise. Now, a lot of people who play that, they're like, oh, people who came from TF2? Yeah, I played TF2 a bit, but I just played it for fun. I didn't care about it. I just played it because my friend Reese played it. Titan Over, you guys might know him. You probably know him, a lot of you do. He used to play TF2 a lot, so I used to like join his streams and stuff like that. It was, we played it for fun. I wasn't very good. People who played Counter-Strike, never played that. People who played like Call of Duty and Battlefield. I played Call of Duty 4, Bad Company 2, like back on the Xbox 360. They were fun. They're nothing like Overwatch, in all honesty. Overwatch has more of like a MOBA sense to it. But therein lies the problem that I don't like MOBAs. So if I don't like first-person shooters and I don't like MOBAs, why do I like Overwatch so much? Because anyone who watches my streams knows full well we pretty much stream Overwatch like every day. And on the days we don't stream it, we're still playing it. Like some days you might think, oh, he's not streaming Overwatch Day, he must not be playing it. Josh might be streaming it, Sam might be streaming it, Train might be streaming it. Like, if I don't always stream it because sometimes they're streaming it, so I'll just host them, and I don't think the host thing works all the time. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes we just play it because it's like, well, my internet's not doing too good today, so like I'm just gonna play Overwatch competitive and not worry about it lagging and stuff. Basically play that game every day since it came out. I took like 2 weeks off after the Halloween event because I got really pissed off that it ended early and I had all this gold to spend on getting the Halloween sprays and I didn't get any. I don't care anymore because I just bought 2 Christmas legendaries with that money and then pulled one of them straight after. But that's loot boxes aside, and you know, daily doses of disappointment aside. Overwatch is, I don't know, it's fantastic. There's so much like thought process behind it. Like the whole competitive scene, I'm not in it because I play on PS4 and not on PC because my PC can't run it. But the whole concept behind, like I watch your Overwatch videos all the time because I want to learn. I want to learn every little intricate detail about the game, and I just find it so interesting, you know, what heroes counter what heroes, how each hero is best played, because like some of the heroes are good at certain things and bad at other things, and like everything. I'm not even good at every character. Like Reinhardt's one of the best characters in the game. I can't play Reinhardt for shit. But then I'm like, okay, my friends who play this game, how about all of you get good at Reinhardt so you can fill in what I'm bad at, you know? Like, Train's really good at Reinhardt. Sam's really good at Zenny, although I can play Zenny anyway. But like, Josh is really good at Mercy. So they fill all the really key roles, and then I can be the flex picker who then changes to other heroes based on what they have. So it's like Winston, I don't really play him that much, but if the opponent's got Genji and Tracer and Sombra, or like Mercy and Lucia, like 4 squishies on their team, I'm going to go, well, I'm going to swap to Winston because I can easily counter them and stop them from doing anything, you know? There's so much like intricate things that make it a whole thing. A lot of the time, the problems that I have with the game is like, oh, we're playing a competitive match and one of our teammates leave. You basically lose, right? But if that's the biggest problem I have with people being dickheads, the actual game itself, I have like no problems with. And I've never found a game quite like that. Like, it came out, what, in March, April, maybe? I don't remember when it came out. May, possibly? I had a PS4 last year. I bought it for Black Friday in 2015, and I bought it with all the 2 games. The PS3 games, the series of 3 of them, Nathan Drake collection, I don't know, Uncharted, and Last of Us. So there were 2 games on PS3 because I never had a PS3. I never found one for cheap. So I was like, I want to play these games. They've been released in HD on PS4. That's what I bought PS4 for, right? Never touched it. Never opened my PS4. I just left it in the box for months. And then Overwatch. I played it on the PC and I was like, my PC cannot run this. And a friend of mine bought me an early birthday present. Was like, here's Overwatch on PS4. He bought me the freaking like limited collection edition with the big soldier statue and everything. And I thought, you know what? I love this so much, even though I was playing it lagging on my PC and it wasn't working at all. I just straight up opened my PS4 just for that. Oh, I bought my PS4 for Bloodborne as well. But whatever. And like that's all I play. I've still got a whole pile of PS4 games that I like got with it or bought at some point. I've played Bloodborne once. I'm really bad at it. I like it, but I'm really bad at it. And then I've played Overwatch. And I played like some Tricky Towers or some free game that we got given. And that's it. I've not played anything else on the whole console because I play Overwatch that much. I honestly forgot. I can't remember what it was. The other day I went to put a disc in for something. And I honestly forgot that Overwatch was even on a disc because it lives in my PS4. I never take it out. I was like, oh yeah, this is a disc game, isn't it? Oh no, I know what it was. I wasn't putting a disc in. I accidentally hit the freaking eject disc button instead of the power button. Because they have PS4 has like a weird sensor thing. Oh my god. Can you tell I like Overwatch? I mean, like the rest of this is like, yeah, I'm talking about all these things I like, and then I talk about Overwatch. It's like super passion. I fucking love Overwatch, man. If I could become an Overwatch YouTuber, I wouldn't do it because I love Pokemon too much, but I love it that much. Like, basically my streams is just Overwatch at this point. I'm still planning on doing other things, but well, that's it. That's it for my games that came out this year. There is a 5th game that came out this year that I haven't played yet, but I'm looking at the box right now, and I'm really scared to play it. I basically bought it as a bit of a joke. When I did have to check that I was allowed to stream it on Twitch, but at some point in the next few weeks, it might be in January because this time of year is kind of busy, I will stream it. And anyone who knows me knows that this game is not a game for me. It's very outside my comfort zone. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Well, I mean, unless you're on my Twitter and you've already seen it. But, whatever. Speaking of, plug my Twitter, @Yuki'sPanda. Go follow me there. I still use it. I know I took a big hiatus from that to avoid Pokemon spoilers. But I'm back and not tweeting that much. But that's probably a good thing. I feel like I tweeted too much before and people complained. I'll normally like, here's a thing I want to talk about. 8 tweets in a row. That's it for the day, you know? It's fine. Twitch.tv/TheYukiverse. You should watch streams. We, like me and Train, stream all the time. We always play Overwatch. We're sometimes joined by Josh, Washi. I don't know if he's ever been in a video. You might not know who it is. Sam, you probably know, because he's appeared in a billion videos. And Toby, who appeared in a long videos a long time ago. Especially back on my old Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Jesus. Yu-Gi-Oh's a thing I don't really play that much anymore either. Kind of sucks. Well, I think that's about it. I've been ranting for a while. It's nearly a half an hour video. But I guess it's better than, you know, me just going on doing the, here's my top 5 songs of the year. Here's my top 5 YouTubers of the year. Blah, 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 blah. No one cares. I just wanted to talk about games and movies because there were lots of cool games and movies that came out this year. Hopefully next year will be just as good for games and movies. We live right next door to a cinema that only costs £2.50 for a cinema ticket. So in the past I never got to see that many films. Now it can be like, hey, there's a film that has a name that's the same job title you have. Let's go see it. You know, we never got to do that shit before. Like we're going to see tonight. No, next week we're going to see a movie called Arrival. Or The Arrival, I think. I don't know what it's about. It's like some sci-fi where people wake up. Okay. Looks shit, to be honest. But I'm going to go see it just because why the fuck not, alright? Like, I have that option available to me now. So, that's quite nice. And yeah. I'll try not to have as much of a big gap between YouTube videos. I know this isn't super hardcore edited or anything. My computer's still broken, obviously. I will get a new computer soon. Next year, hopefully, maybe January sales or something. I don't know. I've already got someone who's going to give me a graphics card, so that's one thing down. A graphics card that can play Overwatch, so PC Overwatch might happen, and more people can join us then and play with us. Well, I say us. I don't know who I'll be playing with because all my PC Overwatch friends stopped playing. Huh. Anyway, I've been Yuki. This has been the Yukiverse, I guess. My favourite movies, favourite games, and I will stop ranting now, and I will go. I'll let you get on with your Christmas or New Year's Eve. I don't know when this is coming out. Probably before New Year's Eve. Probably after Christmas. Have good holidays. See you on a stream, hopefully. Twitch.tv/Yukiverse. I'll keep plugging that. I stream there a lot. It's fun. Just come join us. Come spam emotes and spam the TheYukiverse. People love the TheYukiverse. I made a bot that just, like, whenever we have a really good quote from a stream, I add it to a list. And then, like, you can tell it to give you a quote and it'll give you a random quote. Most of them are just trains saying absolute stupid things like, when you think about it, Thomas the Tank Engine was about racial segregation. That is a quote that we have on the TheYukiverse. So come join and have some fun. It should be a good time. And without further ado, goodbye. What's the thing I used to say? Peace out, yo, or something? I don't remember. It's been too fucking long. Whatever. Bye.